One of the things, too, I think that should be deployed during that special election that Democrats might be able to get like a big twofer out of is the notion of the coronavirus and the corruption involved in the insider trading that Lafleur was involved in and Purdue was involved in. Remember that clip? Matt, Brendan, you remember that clip, and I think Ben mentioned it, where Ossoff basically really dug into David Perdue hard on his corruption, called him a crook, so much so that David Perdue canceled their second debate. Now, I don't know if they're going to be able to, I don't know if they're going to have another debate, but, you know, for Ossoff to have an entire campaign for now until January, just about 2.5 months, maybe 2 months, built upon the idea of A, that Perdue is corrupt, and B, that he's so corrupt that he was afraid to face the music again. That to me seems pretty powerful. And then Loeffler has a similar problem. I have a feeling that Doug Collins, who was her main challenger, probably cut an ad or two along those lines. There may be a twofer type of opportunity here for Democrats in Georgia, where you're cutting ads talking about these two corrupt senators coming from Georgia. And I will say, you know, we're looking at 122,000 new infections yesterday in this country. Health policy folks, epidemiologists are saying we are really on, I mean, I think we may be, in their perspective, beyond the brink in terms of COVID exploding. We're 3 weeks out from Thanksgiving, where we know people are going to be traveling. We have areas of the country where they just completely deny that it exists. AP has a report that shows that counties with the worst virus, 376 counties with the highest number of new cases per capita, the overwhelming majority, 93% of those counties, went for Trump. Montana, the Dakotas, Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, Wisconsin. They have lower rates of adherence to social distancing and mask wearing, other public health measures. We could see this explode. And with that backdrop, and two senators who saw coronavirus as an opportunity to pad their pockets with cash may prove to be very powerful. I mean, make no mistake about it. Georgia is an uphill battle still. And certainly when you're talking about not top of the ticket and you're talking about someone not as odious as Donald Trump, but there's an opportunity here, and there is a world of difference between a Biden presidency with a democratically controlled Senate and a Biden presidency without one, both in terms of like what can actually happen to help people and what can be done in terms of progressives pushing their Democratic elected officials. We will talk about that more in the coming weeks, particularly on Monday and beyond. In the meantime, for those of you folks who are sticking around, going to head to the fun half. Emma's going to join us. And want to remind you, you can tune into Nomi's show today at 3 p.m. You can find her show at youtube.com/The Nomi Key Show. And your support is what keeps this program alive. You can become a member at jointhemajorityreport.com. When you do so, you're supporting the free show, and then we give you extra content. Sometimes we give you 13 hours. Well, what did we do on Tuesday? 13 and a half hours?
That was just what was on air, too.
We need to cut up some of those videos. Gotta get Dorsey on that. But
the Hillary Clinton cameo.
Oh my God, yes. Oof. That was one of the most disturbing things. It's hard. We had, how many guests did you say we had on that show?
Close to 20.
Man, That was nuts. I think I did a pretty good job of not drinking too much during that. I don't think I would have been able to make it if I had.
Yeah, I think when we're all in the studio together, drinks kind of happen a bit faster. It seems like I haven't been drinking as much here in the studio anyway.
That's true. In the studio, I was in studio, but I think because there was an absence of people around me drinking a lot, and there was no one to bring me drinks. Because Brendan sometimes is just is Johnny on the spot with that. But I would have been a wreck, I think, had I been drinking. But it appears that at the very least, it's not the election was not a failure. I am very, very relieved to not have Donald Trump as the president, but not so relieved as to not want to push. And I think, one of the things too, and maybe we'll talk about this in the fun half. There is people are on top of it, and maybe in some ways, I think like this slow roll with Biden is healthy for that. But we'll talk more about that in the fun half.